back on YouTube, and your girl back with even an intro video. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all the support that I've been getting. I know it's been a whole year since you've seen my face. I've been feeling really demotivated, but I figured it was time to do that I'm back video and just get things kicking and up and running again. All right, so this video is going to be just a life update video. I mean, the last time you saw me, I basically was just talking about why I can't have a baby, and then I started my wedding series, but then that was it. I only did one video, so the intention is to catch up on all those videos that I missed. I'm not in a rush to like make up for any lost videos or anything. I just want to let you guys know that all is well. I have not abandoned YouTube, and I am ready to get things started again. Life update. So I had a baby. Yes, I have a beautiful baby boy who is 3 months, and I am so happy. As you can see, I mean, it's tiring. So can you imagine when he's up and about and walking and running? The journey was tough, and so I had to take a break from YouTube. So that's my reason. I didn't just get pregnant and just abandon everybody. It was a rough journey, which I'm going to talk about. I'm going to try not to let this video be too long, but I'm going to share a little bit about the journey, and then hopefully I can do a video about my labor and delivery for you guys. And you can also send me questions that you probably want me to answer in the near future in any other videos that maybe I haven't answered here for you, and I'll try my best to give y'all the tea. Okay, so like I said, I had a baby 3 months ago. Yes, getting back to myself now. So the journey. So last year, 2020, there was a lot of manifestation that took place. My husband and I, we did a vision board. There was a lot of things that we put in place because 2020 was definitely going to be our year for a lot of things, and it really was a great year. When it comes to a lot of things, it really was, but the highlight of course was me getting pregnant. And when I calculate, it seems that the video that I did about why I haven't had a baby as yet, if you haven't watched that video and you're new here, please go ahead and check that video out, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So that video, it seems when everything was calculated that I was early on in my pregnancy, but I mean, I wasn't sick, I didn't miss anything, I didn't feel weird or anything. Funny enough, one of my friends saw me do that video, and she's a nurse, and she was like, I don't like how you're out of breath in that video, and so on. But I was just saying, maybe it's because I am trying to lose some weight, because I had on a lot of weight than I usually would. And for some of you who might remember, I was doing my detox, and I was doing a little exercise and so on here and there, and I was taking off some weight. So I was kind of chopping it up to be that I was overweight. So I was out of breath, and she was like, pregnancy come with being out of breath to one of them, and I'm like, yeah, I wish, you know. And that happened. Then I really wanted to wait because, based on previous experiences, I really wanted to wait before I told anybody. So it was just my husband and I who knew, and I was waiting until I was 3 months pregnant. So I would have still been doing videos and so on. I just didn't want to tell anybody as yet, not even family, not even our parents. And so that was going on, and I was still planning for videos. But then I started to not feel so well. And I want to point something out. That hot and spicy video that we did and I lost, I'm going to say that was because of it, because I remember being so nauseous when I was eating the noodle. And I'm usually not very picky when it comes to noodle, whether it's hard or it's soft or it's too soft, and so I'm going to say that I definitely need a redo for that challenge. But anyway, so I took a little break from videoing because I started to not feel so well. So morning sickness and so on. It wasn't very bad, but I had headaches, I was nauseous sometimes, I just didn't feel well. So the videos didn't come, and then I was trying to figure out how to do my YouTube videos without showing that I wasn't well, or maybe as the belly was growing that it was there or whatever. I guess I could do it like this too, halfway. But anyway, so a lot of planning was going on, and then unfortunately in August we almost lost the baby. It was rough. That I did say I was going to talk about the journey. It was a part of the journey, and funny enough, I wasn't in my 3rd month as yet, but I was sharing with a family member, and I happened to tell him that I was pregnant. And while I was there, because I was still doing my walking and so on, I wanted to still try to keep exercising and so on, because I didn't really want to be overweight or anything. So I was trying to be healthy, as well. And so I just come in from walking. My husband and I usually walk like to the airport and back. For those who know, then you know the distance. For those who don't, it's not a long walk. It's not very far. It's not very tiring. And so we did that, came home, sat down, decided that, I was talking to my family member, and, it came up, and I told him, and right as I was telling him, no joke, no exaggeration, I felt funny. I felt weird inside, like something was happening. And so I stood up, and there was blood everywhere, just heavy right there. So my husband was in the kitchen, so I called to him. I was trying not to panic or anything, so I called to him, and he's not one to panic either in situations, but he was kind of frantic, a little bit nervous, you could tell. And I was trying to not get overwhelmed, to be honest. I just kept saying in my head, God, please don't let this happen, please don't let this happen, please don't let this happen, honestly, and I was saying, you know best, you see how me said, like I was just saying to myself, you see how me said, I'm not gonna tell nobody. And anyway, so I got off the phone. I told the person, I'll have to call you back, and I got off the phone, and we decided to call the emergency personnel here. And Yeah, it was. I called a friend of mine as well from here, to say a prayer for me because everything that was going on, and it was the closest person I could call at the time. I was thinking, because I didn't want to call anybody or message anybody in Jamaica at the time, so I was thinking, best if ask for prayer, and that was it. I didn't want to worry. I just sat there. I literally just sat there, and we were calling and waiting because it was a wait. It wasn't like we called and we got through. We were calling, we didn't get through. It was like 8 o'clock at night, to be honest, and we were calling. We didn't get through to them. The clinic is closed. Trying to call the ambulance and so on, couldn't get through to anybody, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense to panic because if it's a loss, it's a loss already. Nothing I can do because the island that we're on, there's no hospital here, so I knew already that I would have to be flown out to another island to get help at a hospital. Long story, but that's how it is here. So I already knew that. So I was like, you know what, God, don't let this happen. But I'm not gonna panic because this happened already. So if it happened by the time I reach at the hospital, it gone bad already, worse. And I didn't give up hope. I wasn't giving up hopes. I was just, like I said, trying not to panic. And I think it was maybe about after 12 that night before I actually got flown out, before the plane actually got here to take me to the hospital on the other island. So by that time I had seen the doctor who was here already, and she had come to a conclusion about whatever it was. I mean, I remember going in and I was telling her, look, I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything. All I did was go for a walk. That's it. And that's it. And so, she came to her conclusion, and then I was flown out that night with my husband. And thank God, I mean, COVID was still going on and so on. So it was tough because nobody was sure if he would be able to come with me, if he'd be able to come into the hospital with me when I got to the other island, if he would be able to stay there with me, what would happen. But we just kept praying that whatever was to happen was going to happen. And when we got there, it was a short wait again when we got to the airport for the ambulance to come from there to the plane to bring me to the hospital there again. So I had plenty of time to talk to God, and I was just talking to God in my spirit. That's who I am. If people know me, then that's who I am. And I was just talking to God in my spirit, and I was just trying to be calm, and I was like, God, whatever your will is, whatever your will is, whatever your will is. That was, I kind of changed. I was like, whatever your will is, whatever your will is. And I was trying not to cry. I didn't want to be panicky or anything, because I could see that my husband was emotional as well. And that's something I want to talk about, because a lot of times we think that pregnancy is about just the woman and losing is just about the woman, but that's not the case. That the man is a part of it as well, and it's only fair that we give them the chance to feel what they feel. And so when we got there, thank God, we were met with some really amazing doctors. Their personalities were so friendly, so funny. There was one of them, she was a fellow Jamaican as well, and I was so happy, because not because she's Jamaican, but just her spirit, just how she was talking, and she was trying to get my mind off of everything and all of that. It was so good. And I started to feel a little bit more relaxed, comfortable. My husband was there, you know, the worry was still there. Is he going to be able to come with me or not? I'm gonna have to break this because I have to load fast. Right. So, as I was saying, I felt a little bit more comfortable. I mean, with the COVID protocols and everything, I was deathly afraid, but I was more concerned about what was going on with me. And thank God the ultrasound doctor, um what's the name, what was his name, radiologist, I'm assuming it's radiologist, but I'm going to google it. If I find the correct name and it's not radiologist, then I'll put it in the video. But right, he was available that night and he came, very friendly man as well. And you know, they were like, you know, they basically wrote off the pregnancy. And so they wanted to do a pelvic exam of what was going on down there. But then he said, I don't know, God sent him, and God, he said, I can see that her belly, because I was supposed to be, when I had estimated, about 8 weeks pregnant. And so it was early on, so they weren't expecting me to be showing or anything like that. And he said, I can see a little bump in the belly. I think maybe I should just hold off on the pelvic exam and do the regular ultrasound. And so I went into the ultrasound room with my husband. He was able to come, thank God, as well, during COVID. And they checked, and the baby was there. And then I saw that there was a hole, like there was literally a hole on the opposite side of where the baby was. And it was weird for me. So he wasn't explaining, because he's not supposed to explain. The doctor is really supposed to explain, but he was just saying a few things, which I appreciated, because like I said, he was trying to get us comfortable as well. But then basically he said, the baby is fine, I can see the baby, there's a baby, do you want to hear the baby's heartbeat? And I was like, what? And he was like, also, you're more advanced than, based on the size of the baby, you're more advanced than the 8 weeks. And I was like, what? Like, basically I was in my third month already, which is what I was waiting on, and so on. And I don't know, tears just ran out of my eyes, and I was just grateful. I really was just grateful, and I was grateful as well that my husband was there. He wasn't able to stand next to me because of the whole COVID thing and so on, with the doctor being there, so we had to wait. But this video is so long. I'm so sorry. I can cut it and do a part 2 of the video, as well as answer some of your updated questions that you want to ask me. So I am going to make this video 2 parts. So I'll post this part first, and then you can send me your questions and concerns in the comments, or you can send them to my DM on Instagram or message me on Facebook, whichever it is, and I will share the other part of this story, and then go ahead and answer your questions that you might have. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for all the love, for people who were reaching out, like, yes, I have one idea, say I'm pregnant, something, whatever it was. Thank you for all the congratulations that were sent via social media as well. I am grateful. I really appreciate it. I will always tell you how grateful I am for your love and your support. All right, so I will see you in the next video, the part 2. All right, bye.